you're a biblical wife, does that mean you have to be a slave? Does that mean you have absolutely no voice, no brain, no opinions, seen but not heard? Is it just a way that the patriarchy can rule unfettered and make women do whatever they want to suit their whims? Is it a structure set up that enables abuse? Or are biblical wives called to a higher role? Do they have more to add to the equation than just dishwasher and child bearer and bed warmer? I think so. I think women, they have something special and something unique and, dare I say, powerful that they bring to the relationship. Let's look at a few places in the Bible where I get this crazy idea from. I really want to talk today about the power that women have. And I don't know if you know this or not. It's very, very easy to succumb to the lies of the enemy, to think that God hates women, that God is down on women, that men have all the perks in this setup. And it's not at all true. It's not at all true. And we want to embrace this idea of powerful women, and not in that modern sense where we are powerful in that we think we're better than men and we want to control men and we want their careers and whatever, This is a very unique power that, if used correctly, can influence our men greatly to good or bad. So first off, let's look at the word helpmeet. This word can really sometimes feel like, oh, that's all I am is a dishwasher and somebody to warm the bed at night and help match his socks and whatever. And this word is actually so cool if you look at the definitions. And I like to go to a place called BibleHub.com. It's really easy. It's easy to navigate. And you just click on the lexicon and it gives you all the definitions and all the interpretations and yada, yada, yada. Well, this word is only used a couple of times in the Bible. And most of the other times is used talking about God. Now, God is not our dishwasher, right? There's something unique and special about this word. And if God is our help and our refuge, as David says, and we are to be our husband's help, now that is giving some really deep, profound meaning to this word, to me anyways. And so this is where I start, right? That's the beginning, Genesis. There is places throughout the Bible where it's got example after example of how women either influence men to good or to evil. And one of the best places is in Proverbs, in the beginning of Proverbs, and throughout Proverbs, actually. It's got a lot of commentary about women and wives and men. But, Proverbs 31 is the ideal woman who can find, the virtuous woman. And that word virtuous is interesting because, on the surface it's, oh yeah, somebody who's good, morally good, she's virtuous. But no, this word is deeper than that. It's actually a military term. It's like Kayil or something like that. Excuse my pronunciations. I'm not obviously an expert on languages, but it's used as a military term. So when you hear about David's mighty men of valor, this is the word Kayil, valor. And so it's a word that denotes a capability, efficiency, bravery, strength. And so this is not just some weak-minded little, nothing in the corner who is being stepped on and kicked around. And, this is not the women that God desires us to be. And when I say mindless and this and that, then I'm not talking about he gave us a mind and a brain to use it against our husbands. I'm talking about to add to our husbands, to add to their household, to add to their goals and their dreams, and to influence them to good and not evil. So God gives us all these gifts and these talents and abilities. This Proverbs 31 woman was just astounding. She was waking up early. She was going to bed at night. She had several businesses going on the side. I mean, she was a smart woman. She was she was a woman that persevered. She had physical strength. So all these things, this is the woman that God sees for each of us. This is the type of woman that we should aspire to be. Not the world's definition of a strong, independent woman, but God's definition of a strong woman that is contributing to her husband's household and contributing to his welfare and his, something about his, I don't know, I don't want to say salvation, but that word helped me. That word azer it's something deep that we can sway our husbands either way. And so the clearest example of this is in 1 Peter 3, and this is, go ahead and go to the New Testament. So we see the wife that is in subjection to her husband, and he's an unbeliever. And so we don't know anything about this guy, but it could be that he's just scum, he's just awful. It could be that he's okay, that he's just not a believer, but it doesn't matter. She's in subjection to him, and he is won over without the word, by her example, by her submission. This is an incredible picture. This is an incredible example of the power that women have. And it's a power that we have got to make sure we're keeping in check and that we're keeping under control. Because we can do either, we can either sway our husbands to good, like the submissive wife in 1 Peter 3, and we can win him over, or we can crush him. We can take him down, just like you see Samson, the strongest man alive. He was taken down by a woman because of his weakness towards women, and that's unfortunately, that's how God has set it up. Not unfortunately, it is actually fortunate for us, because that is proving that we have extreme power, and it's up to us to make sure that we're using it for good and not for evil. And obviously, the way the modern society, culture, and churches want us to use it is against our husbands, and it's to cut them down and to do like these women did that turn their husbands to evil instead of good. Like, think about Solomon, the wisest man. His downfall was these women that turned his heart. So this story in 1 Peter, we want to win our husbands. We want our husbands to start doing right. This is the example we have. Do we nag him? Do we browbeat him? Do we tell him, he's just not spiritual, he needs to pray more, he needs to go to church with me, teach the children better, and whatever. No, he is coming to the truth without her doing anything, but except for her example. And it's chaste conversation coupled with fear. Now, that's huge. And it's also her meek and quiet spirit that is a great treasure to God. And that goes back to a virtuous woman who can find her worth is more than rubies. And meek, for a different time, this is a different video, but meek does not mean weak. Meek does not mean quiet even. It's something different, and it is very, very interesting. But we can be our husband's saving help. We can be the ones that change by our meek and quiet spirit, not by nagging, not by browbeating, by our submission. We represent the church in the relationship. The husband represents Christ, and we represent the church. So by our actions and by our submissive relation to our husbands, we can show our husbands how to submit to Christ. how to submit to Christ. And we can show our children, the rest of the world around us. This is our gift that God has given us. This is our testimony. This is our blessing that He's gave us, that we can display this. We are a living, breathing, walking, talking Sunday school lesson that we can show the world how to submit to Christ by our submission to our husbands. And our husbands will be blessed by it. Our children will be blessed by it. The world around us will be blessed by it. And we will be able to show and not tell the world how to live in submission to God. It is super important, so important. It's why the devil hates women. It's why the devil hates marriage, biblical marriage, because we point the way. We point the way. We don't realize, I mean, it's so easy to get down. All the day-to-day tasks and all this, and our lives have no importance and no influence and no meaning. But no, we are living it day in and day out. We are pointing the way. We are the gospel living. We are living the gospel out. We're like this intricate performance art that it has this depth and meaning, and we have so much power and influence and significance as wives. We women of the Bible are mighty warriors, even though it doesn't look like it, even though it doesn't feel like it, but we are mighty warriors. We have so much power that we are responsible for, so let's use it to good. Let's be those women that make our men instead of breaking them. A couple of quick afterthoughts. I've been considering starting my own channel. The Revolting Man he's good with that. He just wants me to stick around on this channel a little bit here and there. So I don't know if I'm going to do it or not. I have no idea if I even have enough in me to talk about to, produce enough content. If anybody has any suggestions or ideas of videos, I would love to hear them and let me know. There's a lot of things I want to talk about, and I'm never sure. Like, I'm not sure what everyone else wants to see, so I don't. But I got this pregnancy going on. We are actually planning a unassisted home birth, and so there's that. I've started this new strategy with our groceries that we're only doing one ingredients at the grocery store, so that's very interesting. I made my first mayo yesterday. It was really good. But anyways, so thank y'all so much for watching, and I really appreciate all the comments and encouragements, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.